Hey everybody, it's your girl Miss August, and welcome back to the Shades of Grey channel. And today we are here with another episode of Bringing Logic into Love. So today's topic is going to go surround our journey to love. Now, when we are looking for love, we all know that can take time. And today's topic is how you might actually be wasting your time during your journey to love. So let's talk about some pointers, some things I've observed that people may be doing that's causing you to waste a lot of your time on your journey to finding love. You know, when you are looking for love, you're either going to be single or you're going to be in your relationship, okay? That's your goal. You're single, you're going into a relationship. Now, there is an area somewhere in the middle, and that's called dating. That's what it should be, dating. However, as of late especially, we find ourselves in the middle just a little too long, okay? We find ourselves saying things like situationships. There's no such thing as a situationship. You're single, you're dating, you're in a relationship, okay? And your dating period should not last long with one person. So let's get into that. Okay, so point number 1. Do not allow anyone to occupy your love space for too long. What does that mean? Well, during your dating stage, there should be no one in your love space yet, okay? Your love space is going to be reserved for someone to be your actual partner. So during that time, you are dating someone, you need to do what we call a check-in. The check-in process seems to have gotten lost somewhere along the lines these days. What is a check-in process? Well, it's about 6 months in or so. I would say no longer than that. You need to ask the question, the dreaded question that everybody seems to hate, especially men seem to hate these days. The what are we? The what are we and where we're going? That is an essential question that should have never found itself being tucked away under the files of love to never be used again. I'm not sure what has happened in our society where that went away. That is essential. That is essential to avoid yourself wasting your time. Okay? So you don't want anyone occupying that space that shouldn't be there. So how can you find out if they need to be there or not if you don't check in? Okay? So if you're at a job, okay, you say you get your, your little 6-month checkup or whatever, and you're expecting certain benefits or a certain raise, etc. So you sit in that office and you discuss it with your whoever's above you, and you say what you want and what you're expecting at this point. Now, they're either going to say yes, they're going to agree to it, or they're not going to agree to it, okay? So if they don't agree to it, that is your decision to say thank you for your time, and then when you walk out that building, they should expect or not be surprised if you come back a couple weeks later with your 2 weeks notice. Why? Because you have discovered that you no longer need to be in that company. You're no longer, interested in being in this relationship with that company because they cannot give you what you want. They give you what you feel you need. Same thing in a relationship. When you check in, you should find out where you are at that point. If it's not headed to a relationship and that's what you want, then you should no longer be in that relationship. So let me give you all a little personal story myself, okay? So I was with someone, and when I did the check-in, that person didn't want to be in a relationship, okay? They knew that's what I was looking for. That's not what they're looking for. That's completely fine. So I know when I left that talk, that meeting we had, that's the give a go for me to take this person out of my love space. They're out of the dating phase. They're out of the dating space. They're no longer in the running, okay, for that position of relationship. So need to be removed. And of course, I just thus went to other suitors that were interested in me and deciding, okay, there was one in particular, I would like to occupy that space now so they can be in a running for the person that's going to be in a relationship with me. So what I needed to do is to remove that other guy completely because I don't want him occupying my space at all. I don't want him in that zone. I don't want him wasting any of my time. I don't want him interfering. I am on a journey and I'm on a search for love, okay? If you're not, I need to bid you goodbye. So when I called a guy up, I said, okay, hey, you aren't looking for the same thing I'm looking for. So I just want to let you know that I'm seeing someone else and, to wish you luck and, goodbye. When I wish that person well, pure good intentions, had a great time. We're not looking for the same thing. You guys, this person seemed so shocked and surprised. They were like, "Oh gosh, well, they were tripping up, and they were like, well, I wish I could be the person for you. I wish I could give you the love." They were just saying all these things, and I'm like, where was that during the check-in? Where was that during the check-in? You don't. You just said you didn't want these things, but now I'm moving on to someone else. You do, and that's a problem that we need to understand. There is a epidemic, a pandemic of sorts, of which people, and particularly men, seem to have this thing where a woman is in their life and they don't want to be in this relationship. I believe they're the ones that coined the situationship thing where you're not going anywhere, but for some reason you want the person to stick around. That is bizarre, okay? That is unhealthy, okay? You should not be sticking around with anyone for no reason if you're looking to be in, if of course you're looking to be in a relationship. Okay, so this word like situationship should not exist. That's just a lazy term to get people to stay into something, to essentially be a placeholder, which I'm going to get to next. And to just occupy that space in a pseudo way while that person is still looking for a relationship, okay? You will essentially can be doing everything and you're going to be that pseudo placeholder where you're doing everything for this person while they're still looking for love. There are people that have been in relationships for years with people that are still looking for love, okay? And that's because you ignored your check-in. You ignored your check-in and you just remained in what you felt this pseudo relation in your mind. Your pseudo relationship was real. Meanwhile, they weren't in a relationship with you at all. And this can go on for years, where they were like, I was with this person and we're together. And if you ask the other person, no, we were talking, we were talking. I was seeing other people, we were dating. So you really need to do that check-in. It's so essential. If you didn't know what you really are and what your position is in that situation that you're in. And you should not be in this dating phase with them anymore. Once that time is expired and if you are looking for love. If they tell you that they do not want that and you're not the one, you need to leave. Again, like in the situation I was in, it's nothing to it. I did the check-in, you weren't there, I'm going to someone else. Okay? And the surprise that person had is an indication of how much this isn't being done. And how much we're just letting ourselves get lazy and let ourselves get complacent and just not going for what we want. You're neglecting your own needs and your true desires just so you don't want to feel alone, or you don't want to... It's almost like people are afraid to hear the truth, but at the end of the day, you're just hurting yourself, okay? Because again, what we're talking about today is how you're wasting your time. That is a huge waste of time for you to not do your check-in and to allow someone to occupy your love space that shouldn't be there. Find out by that 6-month period if they should be there or not. And if not, they need to simply leave so you can open yourself. And it's all about energy. You need to open your energy up to receiving another person. Because when someone is sitting in your love space, you have to realize that your energy goes to them. You are putting energy and you are telling the universe, someone is in this space. Someone is in this space. And you remain in that space. You're actually giving the universe the impression that you are in the relationship space. Okay? Energy cannot flow to you. You cannot bring to you your manifestation of love if you are telling the universe there's someone already there. So the universe is saying, well, all her love is going to this person, or all his love is going to this person. They are in love. They are not asking for love. They're not manifesting for love. They are saying that they already have this person. Meanwhile, that person does not see you that way at all. This person is still looking for love. So their love space is open. They're still getting people and they're receiving people. Meanwhile, you're being a placeholder. Never be a placeholder. Okay? You can find out whether you're not a placeholder if you do your check-in. If you do your check-in and you find out you're a placeholder and you decide to be there, then you should not expect love, because you have decided to let someone occupy that space and you cannot open yourself, open your heart, open your energy to receiving true love. Okay? this whole ride or die thing people are doing, and you see these people on TV, Lord have mercy, how they're just allowing themselves to be space holders, and they're telling the universe that they're in love. Meanwhile, they're in love with a person who is saying the absolute opposite. They are still dating. I mean, it looks silly and ridiculous to you to be saying you're in a relationship with someone who is still looking for the love of their life. Okay, it's not you. They allow you to tag along, and you can stay there all you want until they get the person they want, and you'll see how fast they'll move, and you'll see how much they can commit to that other person. Because at the end of the day, one thing I always tell people is when you find yourself in a situation you're questioning, just switch the roles. If you were with someone and you did not want, you wanted that person, you're going to do whatever it takes. You're going to compromise. You're going to make sure that person stays in your life because you want to be with that person. And when that 6-month checkup comes along, they say, hey, baby, what are you doing? Oh, you know what? I want you to... The checkup probably won't even be to happen because that person, you're going to go to that person and going to say, hey, I want a relationship with you. You're my girl. I really care for you. I feel like this can go somewhere. You're going to go there and establish that because you like that person. You decide that person is it for you. That's how it goes, okay? So... if you know someone's capable of doing that, you can do that. If someone is not doing that for you, you should question what you're in, okay? If they're not working hard to keep you in their life, then honey, they don't want you in there. They don't really want you there, okay? So they'll let you linger and bring yourself in and won't fight you leaving or whatever it is for entertainment, or just because you're providing them with everything a relationship needs. You're cooking for them, you're cleaning for them, you're giving them money, you're paying them, you're doing all kind of stuff for these people. Of course, they're not gonna let you. They'll find if to let you stay there, But if you find out flat out that okay, yeah, and they give you the, well, I'm not looking for anything right now, or okay, no, they're not looking for anything with you. Okay, that's what that means. They're just not interested in being with you, and it's up to you to be smart and be strong and care enough about yourself to step away from a situation like that, okay? Don't be sitting there holding nobody's space and being a placeholder for someone looking for looking for love while you're doing anything and everything to hold on to your placeholder position. You're holding on to the temporary position. You're like that person at a temp job, just working so hard and doing so hard, hoping they can get that job, keep that job, and meanwhile, honey, that job was never yours. That person come off a maternity leave or vacation, and they come back and you're gone, okay? Don't be doing too much. Yeah, and by being that placeholder, you're just giving the person the impression that you're gonna be there no matter what, and that's another thing you don't want to do. You never want to make someone feel that you're gonna be there no matter what, because that just gives them the signal that they can just run all over you. Okay, you're already telling them, they're telling you they don't want to be with you essentially, but you're just like, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay here no matter what. Nobody respects that, okay? Again, switching roles. If you were talking to someone and you're doing this to them and doing that and cheating on them and doing all these things, and they just won't leave or they just won't take the hint or they won't walk away, that's not going to be something appealing to you. Desperation is not appealing, okay? So you're just sitting there and like, I don't care. I love you. I'm getting tattoos of you all on my body and all these things, and I'm just going to be here for you. That's not appealing, okay? Nobody wants that. You wouldn't want that in a person. You want nobody begging and groveling to be with you all the time. It's a turnoff, actually. So if you just make them sit there and think you're going to always be there, if you let somebody play with you and take you as a joke, then the joke's going to be on you, okay? You're going to be something to play with, and that's all you're going to be. Making a fool of yourself, but the moment that they find the love of their life, they're going to do everything to tell you to get away, to tell you to go ahead, because you know what? Now you're messing up what they really want to be with, and nobody wants to be in that position. So go back again, do your check-in. If you're checking, that person is not on the way to a relationship and you want to be, then you need to go ahead and put your 2 weeks notice in, and you need to get out of that, okay? You just need to go ahead and cut that off and open your love space up for the universe to send you that energy, to send you what you want, okay? Okay, so another point. So we talked about not allowing someone to occupy your love space too long. We talked about not being a placeholder. The third we're going to talk about is being careful with too many soul ties, okay? Because getting rid of soul ties is another way you can be exerting too much energy and ultimately wasting a lot of your time on your journey to love. And what do we mean by soul ties? I mean, the short side of it basically is having like, too many partners. You're out there dating people. Just know you don't have to be sleeping with everybody that you date, okay? Because when you're building those soul ties with some people, you pick up the energy, the people that you're being intimate with. And as a woman, women and men take the energies different. Men are giving out energy and women are taking it in. Okay, so as a man, if you're out here sleeping with a whole bunch of people, causing all these soul ties with yourself, you are giving out your energy. Okay, it's different when you're in a relationship or you're in a marriage, because when you are giving your soul tie a person that's actually in your home, in your household, you are actually reciprocating that energy. Okay, you're not losing or taking in energy that's not good for you because you are already with someone in your home. You're already in that relationship. That energy is being cycled amongst yourselves. You are bringing that energy back into home. You are actually creating a good energy, a good cycle, okay? But if you're a man and you're just giving out your energy to all these women that aren't bringing back, bringing back the fruits of your energy, they're just taking it to themselves and bringing it out to their own world, you are going to cause yourself to be tired. That's why a lot of these men are just drained, that are talking about being with a bunch of women, and they're plateauing wherever they are, and they're just, because they're exerting too much of their energy. They're not keeping that good energy to build on themselves. Building yourself until you find that one to reciprocate your energy to, or keep your partner number low. Okay, keep it down to a. If you don't want a relationship, then keep your keep one or two partners or something. But just having so many, just know that you're sending all that energy out, especially if you're spreading it amongst people or women who aren't bringing back that energy, because that's how that works. Okay, that when you're giving your male energy to a woman, she's taking it on. You should give that to somebody that's going to be giving and bring it back into your situation. If not, you're just fleeting it, and you're draining yourselves, and you're tired. That's why a lot of the most successful men, out there are married. They're married men. The men that are high up, they know these things. They know how energy works. They're smart about it. They know better than to be out here chasing women, exerting their energy into all kind of women. They know that's a waste of energy. That's a waste of their time. That affects them majorly. So they give it to the woman that's in their home so she can flourish and she can bring back into their home. And that's why these are power couples, and they're always going to be high up. They're always going to have wealth. They're always going to have all that because they know and they understand how that energy flow goes. Same for the women. When you're taking on energy from men, if you're not careful with the men you're taking the energy from, you're going to end up taking on angry energy or energy that's not trauma energy. Men that aren't ready to be in something that really can reciprocate the energy. So you're dealing with men that aren't ready and you're taking on that energy. You can drain yourself because now you have that energy in you and you're just throwing off your hormones and throwing you off in balance, making you emotional. So you're stressing yourself out, and then you have to detox from that. As women, we have to detox from the energy. We have to pause, and what are we always saying? Oh, we have to detox. You hear women tell you to detox in a man, detox in a relationship. That's where that comes from. It comes from because we're taking on energy from something that wasn't given, that wasn't reciprocating, that wasn't good, And so now we're stuck with that energy with them, and we have to detox their energy. So men, they have to recharge. They have to take back, they have to recharge. Like, okay, I feel drained. I can't do what I need to do because you gave your power away. You gave your energy away. Women, we have to detox because we took on too much that wasn't healthy. So really look into soul ties and understanding that no one's saying here, no, you can't sleep with anybody or whatever, but just be cognizant of what you're doing. Be aware, understand energy flow, understand soul ties, and then, start making decisions a little wiser when it comes to that. Okay, so we talked about occupying your love space. We talked about not being a placeholder. Talked about being careful with your soul ties. Another point we're going to talk about is to stop dating people who are in a relationship. This actually is just as big as the others because this happens a lot too. You will lose every time. You will lose every time dating someone, hooking up or doing whatever with someone that's in a relationship already. You're saying you're okay with someone that's not trustworthy. You're okay to be set up yourself to lose them in the same way. It is unbelievably the hugest waste of time so many people do is to sit there and be with someone who's already in a relationship. You are not special. We have seen this, especially for the people who do think they're special, how they'll go with someone who they already know is in a relationship, or someone that is just they got a lot of baby mamas and these things like that. They have a lot of women, in other words, that they take in, they make commitments to, such as that, and then you somehow think you're not going to be that way, and then here you are in the same position. Okay, it's never good. It's never going to end well. You're going to always lose dating someone or trying to get with someone that's already in a relationship. If that person does not have the strength and the mental capacity and the emotional maturity to stop the relationship they're in to be with you, that should be a huge red flag. Because, honey, at some point, they're going to do the same thing to you because that person is not satisfied. That person is constantly looking. Even when they have a child, they have a wife, they have a girlfriend, they have these people, and they are still dealing with someone outside of a relationship. That person is so unhealed. So you're already dealing with a poisonous soul tie. And on top of that, you're in a situation where it's going to end bad for you. Okay? Because at the end of the day, that love you think they have for you and that feelings they have for you are false. It's false. That person is in trauma. That person can be a narcissist. What they're giving to you is just selling your dream. Because at the end of the day, they don't truly deeply care about people, okay? Those narcissist types, those psychopath types, they feed off of your energy to boost their own ego. So they'll tell you everything and tell you the world. Next thing you know, that you're left with the remnants of whatever they left you with because they ought to move on to the next person. So definitely stop wasting your time by dating someone that's already in a relationship. Do not, you're going to always feel like you're special. And being with someone that's in a relationship for a lot of people makes them feel like they're real special because they think, well, this person already got somebody, but I'm so great. They see past that person with. That's not what it is, honey. Okay? So, of course, men and women, don't do it. You will lose and you'll end up heartbroken every time. Okay, so I think we talked about some good pointers here. I hope that I was able to tell someone something here that just made them want to say, oh, I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that. Because that's what we need to do right now. I said this before, relationships are in a state of emergency, especially in our community. So many things are going so wrong, and we're getting in our own way, and we are just really taking the logic out of love. And that's why I created this particular segment of my channel. It's for us to bring that logic back into love, because we need to bring it back. We need to start thinking about our actions when it comes to our relationships and where we want to be in our relationships. And we can't do that if we don't put the logic back in. Okay, so do those checkups. Bring back doing the check-ins. Okay, don't matter how stigmatized it is, honey, because let a man tell it, honey, that's the worst thing you could do. Oh, don't ask, don't ask, don't ask. Ask, okay? Nobody wants to ruin a good thing, okay? What that means is the good thing is you being there and giving what that person wanted you to keep on giving them, okay, without a commitment. That's not a good thing for you, okay? That's a good thing for them. So don't be sitting here wasting your time not doing your check-in, okay? Don't sit here and occupy and be someone's placeholder. And don't sit there and find yourself, and I've known this to happen to people, be in 5, 6, 10-year relationships with someone who did not see themselves in a relationship with them, okay? You were not in a relationship. You were just convincing yourself you were in a relationship while they were still looking for love. And then you found yourself heartbroken when they left you. They will tell you they were never with you in the first place. So never find yourself in that terrible situation, okay? Except when someone doesn't want to be with you. Learn to have enough pride in yourself to let that go. It's empowering, first of all. You'll feel good when you do that. And that empowering, strong energy is going to attract what you really want. What you want is a solid, strong relationship. So if you give the universe your powerful, strong energy that you can leave a situation, they're going to feel you. The energy is going to bring you the proper energy, okay? The proper man that understands that can respect you, okay? So don't let that low vibrational energy continue a cycle with you because you don't have the strength to show the universe what you want. You'll end up getting the same kind of men over and over again if you allow yourself to be treated the same kind of way over and over again. Okay, break that cycle. If you're doing that, break that cycle. Cut something off immediately, walk away from it. Okay, put yourself on a new platform, put yourself in a new bubble of energy so you can finally get the right man or the right woman for you. Okay, you can't expect to get all these wonderful things you have on paper when you yourself don't even see yourself worthy of receiving that. How can you expect that when you're not giving that energy off, that you can handle that or that is meant for you, because you'll keep accepting lower. Okay, then there's careful your soul ties. Careful how you're spreading your energy around. Nobody wants to ruin the fun of getting it in and all that, but at the end of the day you have to understand that's how the world works. Okay, energy is a very real thing. Just be careful of how you're spreading your energy around, and be more cognizant and use your discernment when you're with somebody or when you're with people in general. And last but certainly not least, do not date people in a starting relationship. You will lose every time. It is very low vibrational. You set yourself up to continue to fail because you're not putting out strong, powerful energy to have a strong, powerful relationship. It is just all those things, and all the things we talked about roll into one. It will happen. Will happen if you're dating someone in a relationship already. You're going to fall into all other categories as well. Okay. Well, you guys, it was so interesting. Right when I was getting ready to edit this the next day, something popped up that I felt was so necessary for this video. This right here is apparently Swale's quote-unquote side chick, and she had made this post about the woman he's actually with, who's in the picture, the woman he's in a relationship with. Apparently they had a little back and forth. You can pause. But what I want to talk about is this one right here. The woman he's in a relationship with posted this message from the side chick girl, and this was so disturbing, you guys. This is exactly what I'm talking about with being in a relationship or trying to date someone who's already in a relationship. I mean, this lady is talking about not caring about being number 1, 2, or 3, and just groveling. I remember how I literally say in the video how when you're in a relationship you're trying to date somebody in a relationship, you're going to be part of all 4 of the points we talked about, okay? And this is what I'm talking about, being a placeholder. She's allowing someone to occupy her love space. I mean, she's just doing everything just so wrong, and this is what happens. She's creating a negative soul tie. I mean, he's creating a negative soul tie with her as well. I mean, if you go back into the previous picture I showed of them together, you can just see it in his face, and just look how tired he looks. I mean, just drained, and she's just draining him of finances and of his energy and power and everything in the relationship he's supposed to be in. I mean, I talked about people, where's the music? What's going on? Oh, you're so tired. You're out running around with these women. I mean, this is just a crazy case, and I'm glad it came across my IG because I thought it'd be great to add to the video. These women in a situation really understand that we need to stop with this I want to be number 1, 2, and 3 thing. You don't be number anything, first of all. You never be number 2 or 3. You don't even want to be number 1. You want to be the only one. I mean, Beyonce told us, okay? We need to follow that lead of that strong, powerful, smart woman you're supposed to be. And it's not just, you can say someone, Jay-Z cheating on Beyonce and all that. That's not the point. We're talking about the mindset. The mindset of the woman needs to change. You need to be empowering yourself with positive images, positive, strong ideas about yourself. You need to hold yourself to a high standard, because despite what happened to Jay-Z and Beyonce, he straightened up and they got back together and it became a power couple. He understood how that energy was draining him from the outside sources. They focus on their family, focus on themselves, and they're stronger and better than ever. And that's what it's all about. When she threatened to leave, he saw what he was losing. He was losing that smart, intelligent, strong woman that he knew he wanted in his life. And he was going to do whatever they took to get that to work out. And that's what it is. That's what I'm talking about. When you reflect that energy, that strong energy as a woman, that I demand respect energy, that, I will not be treated badly energy, like that's what's going to give you what you are looking for from the universe. That man's going to either straighten up or he's going to leave because he can't handle it. And you're going to find the right person. And that's what, essentially, and men and women, this is essentially what this is about. Having that mindset that that, to get and manifest the proper love that you deserve. And men, find the king within you, find that wise king within you and understand what's important in life and what's just a waste of your time and energy. You want to be that man who finds out, the smart way, the sooner, that what's important, to have the right woman by your side, and how you can build and how you can just manifest and be unstoppable if you really knew how to use your energy. It's so important. You don't want to be out here wasting, just throwing it around, or be one of the men that find out always, they tend to find out too late when they're older, and next thing you know, they're all old in the club talking about trying to find love and wishing they had, someone they can, hold on to, when they missed their opportunities when they were younger because they were just fooling around and found out too late. You don't want to be one of those guys. Okay, good, you guys, that was a lot. But I think it was some great things we talked about today, some great pointers, because nobody wants you guys out there wasting your time while you're trying to look for love. And I hope that I was able to send a message out to somebody today and it was helpful in any way. I really enjoy making these videos for you guys. It's just doing these videos and having this YouTube is started off as like a mental health thing for me, where I can feel like I had a voice, so I can feel like I have my own thing in the world. This helps me a lot. For me personally, it helps to know that I am out here delivering messages and people are enjoying them. I'm getting your messages and it makes me feel so happy. And I'm so glad you guys are here. And if you have topics you want me to talk about, please feel free to DM me on Instagram at miss.august_. I love to hear some more topics that you guys want me to talk about. And I really look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.